Okay, this is January 22nd, 2024. It's about 5 p.m. in the afternoon. This is video number 2 for Ancestor Chat, and I'm connected into little James. I sort of jumped ahead of the game here, tuned in, didn't get it all recorded. So I'm going to recap for you what I got. I did make some notes here. When I first connected in, just for you to know, with him, I felt extremely lightheaded. Like it was kind of a cool high. He has a lot to say, a lot to say. He was giving me a lot of good imagery. So, some of the things I found out, I asked him the year he was born. I'm getting between around 1862-ish is what I'm getting with him, 1862. Um, I'm sorry, I say that 18, I meant 17. I was like, no, not 18. 1762 is when I feel like he's born. Let me check again. Little James. 1762, is that the year you were born? Or was it 1764 you were born? Were you born in 1764? Dad, can you confirm? Was he born in 1762? Was he a twin? Was little James a twin? I get little James was a twin. Something to check. Is there another sibling that is known that was born in 1762? Little James, did you have a twin? Was the twin a boy? Was it a twin boy? No, a twin girl. Okay, that just came in. So, little James, you were a twin? I'm getting he was a twin born around 1762. Okay, and one of the things that I did check with him earlier was that he did have an older brother, Patrick, born around 1759. I got Virginia very strongly, but he didn't live past the age of 2. So somewhere between 1 and 2, he died. That much I got. Also, um, he knows about the Battle of Alamance, was not there. I asked him if he took part at the Battle of Guilford Court House. I got no, he stayed behind. I feel like he and his brother William, no, he stayed behind with his mother to protect the farm. So during the Battle of Guilford Court House, little James, was William with his father fighting the battle in the militia? Okay. Did William stay home? No. Did you stay home? Yes. Okay, so he stayed. William was with his father, and I keep hearing every time I'm connected to him, he refers to his father, or they referred to him as Big James. And when he says that, every single time he places in my mind that Big James, literally, he was a big man. He was a big, tall, big man. Tall. He was very tall, big man. So little James is not only a reference that he's the son, but also that his father is a very large man. So he, during the Battle of Guilford Court House, he was with his mother protecting the farm. And what I get was there's all these, it's organized chaos. He's also showing me that there are people living around them that will tell you that they're a patriot when you're talking to them about being a patriot. But the first sign of a redcoat coming to question them, nope, they're a Tory, nope, we're for you. And it's like almost like they'll align themselves with whomever because they don't really care. It's like they don't care. They don't see the problems that, or maybe they do, they don't care. Now, I'm also getting that they have a particular neighbor that they have their eye on that is this flip-flopper. And when Dad's standing here, he keeps showing me again, Larry Tate, that will take advantage of William and Big James being gone, even for the day, for this particular battle. And I keep hearing over and over again, we're worried about the chickens. And so there's livestock that they're concerned about, pigs, livestock, and one cow. I keep getting that over, one cow, so it must be the milking cow. And they're worried that the redcoats, but not only the redcoats, but whoever could take advantage of taking those chickens, including patriots that were hungry. They would grab whatever they could, even though most of them were militia, most of them lived nearby, most of them were well fed. There were still some soldiers there that were still pretty hungry. And they were concerned that they would come and raid the farm of eggs and chickens. I keep hearing that over and over again. Protect the chickens. And so nobody stole from them that day. Nobody. But they were concerned about the movement of people across their land, their farm. They did see people. There was movement. All I kept hearing is there's movement across. There was no battle fought on the particular land, but they were nearby, and there's movement across the land. When I asked him about who he married, again, I get Anne Porter, Anne. He spelled it out, Anne Porter. Her father was Benjamin Porter, was not the son of Hugh Porter. Right? Again, I keep saying which Hugh. So maybe he was a son of a Hugh Porter, but apparently there is a Hugh Porter where I feel like she was living, and I feel like that is an uncle or a great uncle. There is an uncle relationship with her on land her and her family were living on. I don't believe her father owned land in Guilford, but they were living on Hugh Porter's land. And I get uncle. I don't know if that makes sense or which Hugh. So I don't know how that needs to be dissected. I asked him again, how old was he when he met Anne? He was about 16 years old when they met. And I feel like I got over and over again, she was pregnant before they got married. Now, I'm trying to say, give me the picture. So what I got was she was pregnant. She discovered she was pregnant, but during the time he had moved into the Holston area, I don't know what he was doing there. I will tell you, it is related to surveying. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. He's learning the ropes, is all I heard. He's learning the ropes. He's away. I think there is concern that he'll get too far away and the baby will be born out of wedlock. He did love her. She loved him. They wanted to be together. So this was not necessarily a shotgun wedding, but there is a pregnancy before marriage. The family, her family, these Porters, bring her to the area of the Holston, and they get married. They're there a few days, but he's going further into Tennessee, and she goes back with her family, but now she's going back as a married woman. And I asked, was your son, James Porter, born before you got back? He says no. He got back. He was there at the time of the birth. He was there when his son James was born. And I asked him, so I feel like he was around the age of Little James, was between 20 and 22 when his son came. So I don't know how those numbers work out. Check that out. But that's what I'm getting. And Anne was really close in age as well. They're well suited, they got along great. Lots of laughing, like lots of laughing over and over and over again. Lots of laughter. Um, but they weren't together very much. It really is such a tragic story. Because they weren't together a lot. And I feel as though he goes back out with her. So once the baby comes, they're going into the Cumberland and she's got the infant with her. And they get, they're staying with different people. I feel like they've started a cabin for them to live in. But in the meantime, they're staying with, I keep hearing over and over again, Anne. So they're staying with Anne. Word comes, this is what I get from him, and I know we've got it from other people, but again, it comes through. Word comes that we're moving the family, and he's going to meet him halfway. So that's it's coming through again. That's how it went. He dies before that cabin is done. And I feel like William's Anne's husband or William, somebody accompanies her back to her family. So her family is sort of they're meeting somewhere and she ends up going back. But there's a time, it's like she's with Anne for a little time. It's not like he's killed in May and she's gone in June. There's a little bit of a time play out, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if they're moving and trying to get settled somewhere, and then they're going to bring Anne where they get settled, but there is a bit of a delay. So that's what I got. They were always there. They saw each other at church. Um, just in the general area, the families are interacting. There's barbecues going on. And when I say when they met when they were 16, I feel like that's the first time they really took notice of each other. It's not that they didn't know each other. It's the first time they really took notice of each other. It's kind of like, yeah, it's kids playing. Oh, one day it's just like, whoa. So that's what I get. They took notice of each other about the time that he was 16. So yeah, that's what I got for Lil James. Um, Brother Patrick, born 1759 in Virginia and died between the ages of 1 and 2. And James, Lil James, was a twin, born and dad gives me, and he's given it to me 1762, a twin, and the twin is a female. That's going to be interesting. I'm kind of nervous about going to look if there is a child born as a female in 1762. That'll be interesting. I have to admit, I'm a little bit, this is fun. I get these images in, I share all that, but then there's always that piece of me is like, am I really getting it? But then when I tuned in, I mean, it was like somebody turned on a switch and suddenly I felt like, it was weird. It was so weird, but I love his energy. It is very different feel, a very very different feel than the James P. Very different feel. I mean, this guy, he might have been killed suddenly, but he moved on quickly. He did not linger. A lot of times when people are murdered, they'll linger in the earth plane. He didn't. He like bounced. And just a happy kid, happy soul, happy person. Anyway, that's my little reading on James P. I'll try to tune in later. It's getting kind of late now. I do need to rest. Been at this all day. All right, enough for now.